The year is 1925. A man steps off a small boat and walks into the deadliest jungle on Earth and never comes back. His name is Percy Fawcett, and this is the story of his final obsession. The Amazon in 1925 was not a place for the weak. The maps were incomplete, the rivers were unexplored, and many parts were marked with just one word: unknown. Deadly snakes, disease-carrying mosquitoes, piranhas, and hostile terrain waited for anyone who dared to enter. But Percy Fawcett walked in anyway. Accompanied by his son, Jack, and Jack's friend Raleigh Rimmel, he vanished into what explorers called the Green Hell. After one final letter sent back home, silence. Before he was a mystery, Percy Fawcett was a legend. He was a British explorer and surveyor, hired to help map the borders of South American countries. He trekked through jungles, climbed mountains, and survived places where other men simply didn't. Fawcett heard stories from indigenous people and from old documents about a lost civilization deep in the jungle. He believed that there was once a great ancient city hidden in the Amazon, older than European records, richer than anyone expected. He called it simply the Lost City of Zed. He studied broken pottery, strange inscriptions, and old Portuguese reports of stone cities in the forest. Other scholars laughed at the idea, saying the Amazon soil could not support a large city. But to Fawcett, Z was real, more than real. He drew his own secret map of where he believed the city lay, deep in the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso. He became obsessed, convinced that finding Z would rewrite history and prove that the Amazon once held a mighty civilization. To him, Z was not just a city, it was destiny. The Amazon was not just trees and birds, it was a living machine built to break humans. The heat pressed down like a heavy blanket, making every breath feel thick and slow. Mosquitoes swarmed in clouds, carrying malaria and yellow fever with their bites. During the day, the air buzzed with insects, and at night everything moved and hunted in the dark. Piranhas waited in the rivers, ready to strip flesh from bone in minutes. Electric eels, caimans, and hidden river currents made every crossing risky. Fawcett knew all this. He had been here before. He had survived starvation, sickness, and nearly being killed by hostile encounters. Yet in 1925, he chose to come back, this time with a smaller, leaner team. The group included his 22-year-old son, Jack, idealistic and loyal, and Jack's friend Raleigh. They pushed deeper and deeper into what explorers called Green Hell. They followed rivers, climbed ridges, and hacked through walls of vegetation, step by exhausting step. Along the way, they passed through territories of indigenous tribes, some friendly, some not. Fawcett believed in respecting indigenous people and often tried to avoid unnecessary conflict. But one wrong move, one misunderstood gesture, could mean arrows in the night. Food ran low, boots rotted from constant wetness. Every mile felt like 10. Still, Fawcett was calm. He told his supporters back home that he was prepared, confident, and close to something big. At a place he called Dead Horse Camp, Fawcett sent his final message home. He wrote to his wife, Nina, telling her that he was optimistic, that they would soon enter the area where he believed Z was hidden. He warned her that she might not hear from him for many months. Then he and his team moved on into the jungle. It was the last confirmed time anyone saw them alive. Weeks passed, then months. No letters, no signals. No survivors walked back out of the trees. Rescue missions tried to find them over the years, but many searchers died or vanished themselves. The jungle kept its secrets. Percy Fawcett, his son, and his friend simply disappeared. So what happened to Percy Fawcett and his final expedition? Almost 100 years later, no one can say for sure. One theory says they were killed by a local tribe. Some tribes had reasons to distrust outsiders, especially after years of exploitation and violence. According to this idea, Fawcett's group may have crossed a boundary they did not understand. Maybe they offended local customs without knowing. A sudden attack in the forest, arrows from the shadows, and their bodies left to vanish into the undergrowth. Some later reports claimed that certain tribes admitted to killing foreigners that matched Fawcett's description, but nothing was ever proven. Another more romantic theory says Fawcett actually found what he was looking for. Maybe he reached a hidden settlement, a secret city, or an advanced tribe that did not want contact with the outside world. In this version, the people of Z welcomed him, but only if he never left. His son and his friend might have chosen to stay too, trading the modern world for a hidden one. It sounds like a fantasy, almost like a movie. But for those who believe this, Percy Fawcett did not die in failure. He simply crossed a line between the known world and a world we still cannot see. The most chilling theory is simpler. The jungle broke him. Weeks of hunger, disease, and stress can change the mind. Some believe Fawcett became delirious or paranoid, driven by his obsession with Z. Maybe he pushed his team too hard, deeper and deeper, while their bodies and minds fell apart. They could have died from starvation, fever, or exhaustion, far from any village or rescue. Their bones would be scattered, swallowed quickly by the rainforest. In this version, there is no glorious city, no dramatic battle, just 3 men and a dream, erased by nature. Percy Fawcett walked into the Amazon, looking for proof that the jungle once held a great civilization. He never came back, but his legend never left. Today, new archaeological discoveries in the Amazon show ancient earthworks and traces of large settlements that once existed there. In a way, they suggest that Fawcett was not entirely wrong, but the full truth of what happened to him, his son, and their friend is still lost under the trees. Did the jungle kill them? Did people kill them? Or did he find something and choose never to return? In the end, Percy Fawcett became part of the story he was chasing. A man who followed a line on a map into the heart of the unknown and disappeared into the lost city of Z.